So you just heard this really great video about Greg Mike, and you learned a little bit about him. So now we're going to create our own loudmouths using collage. That is the cutting and gluing of paper. So you will be getting an idea sheet here. You will also be getting a gallon baggie with your name on it. And then you will be getting paper to create your loudmouth. So I have a couple here that are really big and fun. They have something big to say. So let's take a look here. So I'm first going to talk about your idea sheet. You want to make sure to draw out your ideas. You're going to want to make sure to have this rectangular here, your black rectangular mouth. Maybe you want to add some teeth into it, maybe SpongeBob teeth, maybe a tongue. You're going to want some eyes, maybe a nose, maybe not. And maybe you even want to put in something big to say. I'm excited for school. You are loved. You're awesome. And maybe you just want to tell the person, maybe you just want to tell a neighbor or tell Miss Jusek about your big thing if you can't write it out. And that's okay. All right, so then once you get this figured out, and you're actually going to use your crayons or colored pencils and color in some ideas so you know what kind of papers you want. Once you get that figured out, you're going to tell Miss Jusek what color of papers you want. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a colored paper, your choice on color, and you're going to get a couple white pieces of paper, 2 black pieces of paper, and your choice on a pink or red tongue. All right, if you want a tongue. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my name on the back of my paper. This just lets me know whose paper it is, right? Miss Jusek. And then flip it over. The first thing you're going to do with your paper is you're going to get your big black piece of paper that you got. It's a big rectangle. And you're going to open your glue bottle or glue stick, and you are going to put tiny baby dots of glue around the outside. I had to untwist the cap a little bit. Don't forget to untwist the cap, right? All around the outside. I don't need very much. And then I'm going to flip it over and glue it about in the middle, about where I want it. And then what I'm going to do is flip the whole thing over and massage the paper. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my big white piece of paper I was given, and I'm going to draw some teeth just like this. I'm going to put it right over my black piece. They can be kind of big. That way you can see, just like that. All right, and then you're going to cut them out. Now that you've cut out your teeth and you've put the pencil side down on your paper, you're going to grab your tongue and you can draw your tongue. So for me, that's going to look like a couple big bumps. I'm going to do it more towards the top, just like that. Then again, you're going to cut it out just like so. Then, once you have that done, you want to layer it all so that you can glue it all down. Make sure your pencil side is down, and you're going to glue it. All right, so now that you've glued down your mouth, then what you're going to do is I'm going to move it around. I'm going to show you a couple tricks with the eyes. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to look at my idea sheet. I want to see what kind of eyes I have. Maybe you just have circles, maybe you don't. What I'm going to do, no matter what kind of eye I have, though, is I always need 2 eyes. Unless your loudmouth doesn't have 2 eyes. Maybe it has more. I'm going to fold my paper in half, and I'm just going so that I can do both eyes at one time. And I'm going to kind of come down here towards the corner, and I'm going to do big eyes. Big eyes. Think big. You can even put it on your paper to see kind of how big they're going to be. But I'm going to draw just a circle, and then you're going to cut out both at one time. Look at this. You're going to cut out both at one time. Remember to go slow with your scissors so that you get all the lines that you need to. I'm going kind of fast. It looks like I'm going really fast at least. But that's just because I want to make sure that you have time to do your art. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at that. I like those eyes. I think they're great. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the colored part of my eye. I'm going to make my colored part, I think, green. And this is a color I just chose. I just raised my hand and Miss Duce came over to give me more paper that I chose. I'm again going to fold it in half. And I'm going to draw my circles for my irises, or the colored part of my eyes. And I will cut those out and glue them. Alright, I went ahead and cut out my eyeballs, and I went ahead and cut out all the pupils. And again, I just folded my piece of paper and I cut both out at one time. And so when I go to glue all this down, I want to make sure that I have assembled it correctly, and I want to make sure that my pencil side is down. So when I am gluing, because I'm going to do my tiny itty bitty baby dots of glue, I want to make sure that I am gluing down my eyes and hiding the pencil marks. And oh, I got some glue on the table. That's okay, I'll just rub it. It'll make it dry and come off, and then I can rub my fingers instead of getting off. Just like that. When I have both of my eyeballs done, then I'm going to glue them onto my loudmouth where I want them, right? So a couple things. If you might get this far today, you might not. If you're like me, you will only get maybe to the mouth or maybe to the eyes. Maybe you'll only get done with the idea sheet today. That's okay. What you're going to do when the end of our art time is done, you will put your idea sheet down, however far you got, and if you have pieces moving around, that's okay. You will also put your pieces of paper together in a pile. If you have scraps that you feel like are pretty big, like this one and this one, but these are really small, I'm going to put my scraps all in a pile off to the side. But if I have scraps that I feel like I could use again, like these, I'm going to put them all in a pile, and I'm going to put them all in my baggie so that it can go in the drawer. This project will be used if for some reason if there's a sub in the art room, you will be able to pull this out and see what you're doing, and you will know what to do. Then I'm going to take all my supplies, put them back in my art box that I brought with me to class, and sit quietly for the till it's time to go. I can't wait to see what your loudmouths are like. Remember to add your own fun details to them to make them yours. Happy creating!